make sense if you force it to.
My name is General Zod.
Welcome. I'm motherfucking Batman, David John Lincoln, aka the Savage Bat. The Bat and Kryptonian with my good friend Zod Writer. And Socks Bulletin's there, but your mic's not working, I don't think, Socks. You might want to try and go. Oh, yeah, you can hear you now, yeah.
There you go. What's up, Socks?
How's it going, Socks? Yeah, we got sound.
I might cam up in a bit. I'm eating my dinner, but I'm listening to you guys. Don't worry about it. I'm here.
Cool. Yeah, thanks for showing up. And yeah, it's the Cell ZSJL to Netflix, the Cell Snyderverse to Netflix trending event tomorrow on Twitter. Valentine's Day. But that's from Skywalker the Jedi, the Snyder Queen, Good Austin, Necron, Leon New Geeks, and they've come up with this master plan for this trending event. So thanks to them. It should be good. So what are you looking forward to tomorrow's trending event? Hoping for good things, guys?
Absolutely.
Yeah, definitely.
It's going to be an amazing trending event. I think that the trinity of Skywalker, Sammy, and Leon have laid the groundwork for something really, really big. And they actually they said today on a Spaces that the three of them did that they've got lots of stuff planned, lots of announcements post the trending event tomorrow. So it's going to be interesting to see. I think tomorrow is going to be a monumental day for this particular movement. I think we're in a good spot, and it's going to be interesting to see how things shape up. I mean, I heard some lofty numbers. I heard 3 million tweets, and I got to say, I am hoping for that. I mean, hope is eternal, and we all have hope at this point. Sell Snyderverse to Netflix. Sell, ZSJL to Netflix. Those hashtags are awesome, and they're completely positive. So we'll see what happens.
Yeah, there's no downside to it, really. What's the harm in asking? And they've been clear, be positive. Don't involve James Gunn. Just ask Netflix, and that sounds like a good plan to me. And I really wish them all the best with that tomorrow. And we'll see if we can get some people in later. I'm not sure if people are around or not. I've sent some links out, but we'll see how it goes. Totally off subject for a minute. What did you guys think of the Flash trailer? And so conflicting. It looked half decent, but do I really care? Do you know what I mean?
I don't know. There were a lot of shots in that trailer that looked like they were straight out of Man of Steel. Yeah. There were a lot of stuff in there that you could tell that this Flash movie is very Snyder-centric. They've really, Andy Muschietti obviously knows, how to work his way behind the camera, and there's some beautiful shots in that trailer. And if the movie is even half as exciting as that trailer was, I think we're going to be in for something awesome, to be honest with you.
Yeah, the Michael Keaton scenes were, that's pretty exciting. And obviously Ben Affleck, it's going to be great to see him. But I've seen mixed reactions to the suit. Some people love it, some people don't like it, but I think it looks pretty cool.
Well, and here's the thing. I think the idea that, we're getting to see Batfleck again. And Batfleck looked amazing. And you and I were talking a little bit about this off stream. I think it's all BS when they say, you know, all these reports about all these cameos being cut, Gal Gadot, Henry Cavill. I don't think if you're going to have, if this is a multiverse film, and you're going to have all these different representations of all these characters, I kind of think that that's all BS. I think all the cameos are going to be in there. I really do, because I think because they paid for these cameos, they shot these scenes, and honestly, the Flash movie would be the movie to do it in because it's a multiverse film. So I don't. So I really don't think that it's. But again, you know, I understand people not being, you know, too enthusiastic, being kind of feeling kind of let down and whatever. But at the end of the day, too, I mean, the Michael Keaton stuff was cool. It was nice to see Michael Keaton in there.
Yeah, and then the Batmobile as well.
Oh yeah,
Batmobile, that was quite cool. And yeah, but you know, everyone knows, every Snyder fan knows the history with this movie.
Yeah,
the troubles with Ray Fisher.
Yeah,
you know, changing Zack Snyder's plan with the movie as well. You know, it's got a rotten history. It's such a shame because it actually does look all right.
It definitely looks like it's going to be better than all of the other DC movies that we've had since Zack Snyder. Honestly, since Zack Snyder's Justice League, I think it's gonna be the best of definitely the best of the bunch in terms of these other movies that have come out, and I think that includes Black Adam. I think it's going to even be a better movie than Black Adam as well.
Yeah, it's about time travel. It's going to be quite good fun, and you know, all the sort of multiverse stuff. It's going to be very good fan service, I suppose. But yeah, just have to wait and see.
Yeah, well, just have to wait and see. And like I said, I mean, they're already saying that, you know, again, all these other cameos that you know, they're saying that, you know, so hopefully those cameos do not get cut out. And I would say that it wouldn't really make sense to cut them out, especially because it's a multiverse movie. And if they don't have plans on moving forward with them anyway, you still will get to see some of these characters again. Regardless.
Yeah, regardless of what the story is or where it's going, they are a part of the multiverse. So I don't, you know, see any point in removing them. Yeah, but we'll just have to wait and see, won't we? Yeah. So, and if you're watching on from the Snyder Nights on Facebook, click through to YouTube, my channel, The Savage Bat, and subscribe. And I do live streams occasionally at the weekends and, you know, odd days like this before a trending event. But we thought we'd just get the word out there to just, you know, everyone tomorrow, you know, make sure you do as many hashtags as you can, and at least one of them, you know, explain to Netflix what you want, you know, in a post. Write it out, you know. That's what they've been saying is the best thing to do.
Yeah, I do like the rules of engagement and the idea
of engagement
of staying positive and tweeting this out and showing Netflix that there is a demand for the Snyderverse material, because honestly, I feel like this is our best shot if we're going to get anything. And as much as I am not, and as we all know, I am not a fan of James Gunn at all. I'm not excited for anything that he has planned. But I also don't think that any of the things that James Gunn has planned are really going to come to fruition. I feel like there's a pretty good chance that, you know, Warner Brothers will be sold again before James Gunn has a chance to do anything, because we got to be honest with ourselves. WBD is pretty much broke right now. Yeah. And this is the reason why they're being the way that they are right now. You know, they didn't get rid of Henry Cavill because they had nothing else to do, or just because of of James Gunn. No, they got rid of Henry Cavill because they can't afford Henry Cavill. They can't afford.
Yeah.
That's the truth. They cannot afford these actors.
Yeah,
So
that's the whole reason.
it's like you know, you gotta feel like at some point there has to be a place where these movies can flourish, and Zach can finish his story. He obviously wants to finish his story. Netflix is his home now, so this is the best thing that we could hope for. So I think this trending event is going to be huge, and hopefully it makes the right impact.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
And then it's the thing, people, talking about James Gunn's desire to have a young Superman and all that. I honestly feel like that's all BS. I feel like the only reason they got rid of Henry Cavill and they're not continuing is because they wanted to cut cost. That's the only reason, because we know for a fact that the plan was to have one more go with the Snyderverse characters. We know that already from it's been documented. We already know.
It has. Yeah.
So I don't understand how
that was all true until James Gunn changed it.
Right, and I know they can't come out and say, they're not going to come out and say, well, we're broke. No. So they're using James Gunn as the fall guy and letting James Gunn be the keyboard warrior, arguing with fans and championing this new vision. I think James Gunn's a paperweight, and I don't think any of his plans are going to come to fruition because there's no money. There's no money.
And I've been seeing that a lot in the comments, people saying that, some professionals as well. And it's, I think that, that slate, and apparently there's going to be a second slate, someone was saying.
What's funny? That slate, about that slate, you could tell that slate is so all over the place. That slate doesn't give any confidence whatsoever that they have their stuff together and they know what they're doing. That slate is as discombobulated as anything that DC's already released. So how can they say that everything's going to be connected? And you had David Zaslav who was saying about the Trinity being most important, right? Who's the Trinity? Superman, Batman, and Wonder Woman. That's not the direction James Gunn wants to go. That to me is your biggest clue that none of the stuff that James Gunn wants to do is really what happens. I feel like James Gunn is just throwing out his wish list. And this is what he'd like to do, but this is not what's actually going to happen because but here's my thing. If we do well on this trending event and we get the right people to notice, and Netflix, I mean, if the rumors are true, there's rumors out there already, if you look, that Netflix has already made an offer. But I'm sure we'll find out after this trending event. So we need to make this trending event the biggest thing possible. But as far as this Flash movie goes, I feel like if this Flash movie does well, let's just say that this Flash movie makes $1 billion, right? That it's essentially like DC's No Way Home, and it makes $1 billion because it has all these Batman and superheroes in it. If it makes $1 billion, WBD is going to have a hard time looking at that saying, oh yeah, we got to reboot. We got to get rid of all these characters. We can't do anything with these. I think James Gunn's ideas at this point are in jeopardy if the Flash does well. But then again, I don't think the purpose of James Gunn being there is to actually get movies released. His purpose is just to be a paperweight until they get sold again. That's what I think. But I don't know.
Yeah. Spartans, what's your profession? Back channel in the place.
I'm kind of conflicted about this whole Flash movie because part of me wants to see it because of Ben Affleck and Michael Keaton, but at the same time, I'm looking at this movie and I'm thinking, why should I go see this if they're going to just reboot the whole thing altogether? Right?
Right. It makes no sense. That's why I'm saying if this movie does well, They don't. How are they going to justify? But see, we could say the same thing about Zack Snyder's Justice League, right? Zack Snyder's Justice League is a global phenomenon, and yet the studio wanted to do everything they could to move away from it, regardless of how successful it was. So it's hard to say if this Flash movie is a success, if it really will have any impact whatsoever. Because again, I feel like WBD is just sitting there waiting to get sold. So it's kind of like you know, it could go either way. But I'm with you, Sox. I can understand the conflict about. I'm with everybody who has conflict for this movie.
We're all in the same boat.
We're all in the same boat.
Everyone's thinking the same thing. It's like, oh God, it's horrible.
And another thing, I'm also conflicted because I want to see Guardians of the Galaxy 3, but I don't care to see anything that James Gunn puts out in DC. I really don't. I didn't see the Suicide Squad. I didn't want to watch Peacemaker because I looked at the trailer and said, yuck, I'm not going near that. But I like the Guardians films because I'm an MCU guy. I really am a hardcore MCU guy.
Yeah.
So, I'm not seeing Guardians 3, that's for sure.
I understand that.
Yeah. No, he can. It's just so funny to see him half promoting DC and arguing with people on social media while at the same time promoting his MCU movie. It's just so ridiculous. That's why I say, how do you, in good conscience, if you have an intelligence, how do you hire a guy like him to be head of DC? How do you do that? I wish I could understand what the process was. You couldn't get anybody else better qualified to take that position. No, it had to be James Gunn.
It should have been DeLuca. Should have been
DeLuca because DeLuca at least had an idea. And it sounds like DeLuca wanted to please the fans.
Yeah.
I got a bad feeling about this slate if it goes through. I really do. I have no faith in the new Superman Legacy film whatsoever. I really don't.
No, me neither. From what I've seen, of people ask me why don't you give James Gunn a chance? Because I've seen the Suicide Squad and Peacemaker, and they both.
That's all the reason you need.
That's all the reason I need because they both absolutely suck.
I believe it.
In my opinion, if you like that, fair enough. You like that, yeah. But I'm just saying, I honestly unbearable. Can't even, just watch it just occasionally. It's that much.
You know what I find so funny? Okay, we've got a movie, a DC movie coming out like next month, don't we? Don't we have Shazam: Fury of the Gods coming out next month? There is almost no hype. I would say there's no hype whatsoever for that movie. There's no hype. Nobody's going to see that movie. That movie's not going to make money. I don't understand why that movie wasn't completely scrapped. The only movie that they should be focusing on right now at all is The Flash, and it looks like that's what they're doing. They're focusing all their advertising and their media blitzing for that movie because they know that movie has the biggest chance to appeal across several audience types. Whereas Shazam, they might as well just throw that movie on HBO Max and call it a day. I don't know why they're even bothering with a theatrical release. I don't know. They want to be embarrassed. I think Ant-Man is going to make more money than Shazam. It's gonna kill Shazam.
It's had absolutely no advertising really at all. It's
pure garbage.
No one's interested in it.
But apparently, Gal Gadot, if the rumors are true, Gal Gadot's Wonder Woman has a cameo in it. So I don't know. I kind of feel bad for Gal Gadot if the last cameo she has is in Shazam: Fury of the Gods. I'm just saying that's.
Yeah. Thanks, Sin Havoc. Yeah, get those likes up. Everyone, go and like the post on YouTube and subscribe if you haven't already.
I don't know,
Yeah.
man. I think Ant-Man 3 will make some money. Comes on that swing.
I think Ant-Man 3 will do a heck of a lot better than Shazam.
Oh yeah.
I mean, we're talking about, and this is my thing. I really, out of all the movies that got canceled, I really wish they would have canceled Shazam. I just don't understand how that movie was able to, squeak through. I mean, it just seems like it's just going to be complete trash.
How much did the first Shazam make? Does anyone know?
It didn't do all that well. I think it made around, didn't it do like about Black Adam money? It kind of, so it wasn't really a massive hit, but it did okay.
I mean, was it more than say 600 million?
Yeah, I don't
Nah.
know.
Yeah, but I know, I don't like Shazam really.
Yeah, that's another one I won't be. That's another one I won't be seeing.
Yeah.
I mean that Shazam Fury of the Gods might as well be directed by James Gunn as far as I'm concerned, because I'm not seeing it. Yeah. So I don't, it's
whoever gets cast as Superman immediately has an uphill battle. Yeah, following in the footsteps of Henry Cavill.
Fun fact.
It's just asking for trouble.
Fun fact, Alan. I want to piggyback off of that, Savage Bat. The kid that everybody was thinking was the front runner that James Gunn had cast. What was the guy's name? Wolfgang something. He left Instagram because he was getting harassed by people who were thinking that he was cast as Superman. He left because he was getting so much harassment, and he hasn't even been announced as Superman. And James Gunn already said that they haven't cast Superman yet, but that kid was getting so much hatred, and he's not even he quit. Then he ended up quitting Instagram. I think that tells you a lot about what you guys were just saying, and about this comment right here about it being an uphill battle. The audience and the fans are not ready for another Superman. You got to finish what you started with Henry Cavill before you can expect fans to embrace somebody else in that role. And that's what James Gunn and seemingly WBD doesn't understand. You can't just replace a Superman who's as beloved as Christopher Reeve was back in his day and expect fans to be excited for whoever you cast. It's just not going to happen. That kid is going to get bullied off of social media. The movie is going to be trashed before it even has a chance to even come out. So that's why I say I don't think any of these James Gunn projects will ever really see the light of day. I don't think so.
Not even Swamp Thing?
It's ridiculous. I don't know. I just in general his slate. I just don't think his slate's going nowhere because WBD doesn't have any money. They can't unless, here's the thing. Let's say, like I was saying earlier, let's say that the Flash makes $1 billion. Okay, and so now they've got a bona fide hit on their hands. Is Zaslav really going to look at the Flash and say, okay, yeah, let's go in our own direction and do the reboot now after the Flash, knowing that you still have Aquaman 2, coming out at the end of the year,
and Blue Beetle,
and you got Blue Beetle coming out as well. What are these movies gonna do? How are you gonna set that up? It makes no sense. It's cringe.
Yeah. Absolutely no sense at all. But
see what you want about the MCU. I know a lot of people don't like the MCU for a reason. I get it. But at least you can sit there and say, Kevin Feige has a vision. It brought in billions of dollars into Disney. Now, granted, Disney has its own share of fuck-ups. I understand that. I agree. But this thing with Gunn, it's like, oh my God, seriously?
Yeah. And Ben Affleck looks great in that.
Ben Affleck
in the Flash. He looks fantastic.
Absolutely amazing. But Alan's again, same. only thing I want to see is Keaton and Affleck, really.
Yeah, that's
And
it.
that's about it. It's a terrible state
Yeah.
of affairs at Warner Brothers. Yeah, Shazam 2 is garbage. Yeah, it will be. It looks terrible.
I would have used Shazam 2 as a tax write-off because I just don't see how they I don't see how they think it's going to make any money, and they know it's not going to make any money because they're not putting any money into promoting it. They're really not. It's coming out next month, so if anything, that should have been the movie they promoted during the Super Bowl, right? Because that's the movie that's coming out. They should have promoted. That's coming out now. The Flash isn't coming out till June, but they took the opportunity because they know the Flash. From all accounts, from what we're hearing, the Flash is allegedly a great movie. That's what we're hearing. So if the Flash is actually a great movie, you're going to want to put all your eggs in that basket because that's going to be the one that's going to hype you up. But as far as Shazam goes, yeah, why didn't they? They're suffering so much. They're like 50 billion in debt, right? Why didn't they just scrap Shazam? I don't understand why they're even bothering. Get rid of it. It's dead weight. You didn't want to do a Man of Steel 2 when you had Henry Cavill on board, but you're going ahead and releasing this crappy Shazam movie. Wow.
We were this close to Superman versus Brainiac.
Unbelievable.
Yeah, it was just about to happen. Even Henry Cavill thought it was going to happen, and then had to go back. He was lied to. But, it's just terrible. The Rock was lied to as well. We was going to have Man of Steel 2. It was happening, and then James Gunn changed all that. Yeah, Zachary Levi begged like a dog. Yeah, we saw that. Yeah.
Yeah, he was going on family vacations with James Gunn, so. I mean, I don't, and it's so corny to me because you got a guy that clearly just likes trolling people and creating issues. That's what James Gunn likes to do. And I've said this so many times before. How much free time does this guy have as the head of DC? He should be so busy. He shouldn't even have time to look at social media, let alone be on social media trolling and arguing with people regularly.
No, it doesn't achieve anything. In fact, it does the complete opposite. It just winds people up and causes all sorts of problems. People, it's really, really, really stupid. And I hope the rumours are true that some of the executives are not pleased with James Gunn's Twitter behavior.
We can pray. You know what? And I said this after my reaction was to the Flash trailer after I watched the Flash trailer. After I saw the Flash trailer, I thought to myself, they need to fire James Gunn right now. There's no reason. How do you advertise a movie like that looks like it's going to have mass appeal? And you got all those people in it. You got Ben Affleck, you got Michael Keaton, you got the Flash, and it looks like Ezra Miller's doing the greatest acting of his career. You got all this stuff going on in this trailer. And then you got idiot James Gunn talking about Creature Commandos and Waller and Superman Legacy and more Peacemaker. How do you if I were Zaslav after that trailer got the kind of response that it got, I would have fired him. He would have been out the door. And I'm going to be honest with you. Peter Safran is a yes man. So if if they did end up firing James Gunn, if that was a successful thing, Peter Safran would have went along with whatever, Zaslav wanted to do at that point. Yeah. So that was my reaction. Especially when we saw how good Ben Affleck looked, especially when we saw all the potential. Because when I'm watching this trailer, I'm not just thinking about the trailer. I'm thinking about how potentially great the movie could be. And And when you have something like that, and we know what Pam Abdi and Mike DeLuca's plans were about basically essentially restoring the Snyderverse.
Yeah.
James Gunn is the problem. Period.
Yeah, period. Yeah, he is the one that's ruined everything.
I agree.
Yeah. But the BVS suit event, it seems like they want Justice League to be canon instead. I don't think so. You know, it doesn't necessarily mean that that's a Justice League suit. It's Batman's got mini suits.
Well, no, the suit in the Flash trailer was a tactical suit, and it was a play on it was supposed to be more comic booky. That's what it is. It's the Flash is supposed to have a more comic-y feel. And the idea of having all these characters from all these different timelines is quite fascinating, and it's very true to Flash comic books to do a story like this. So I can't really say that Ben Affleck looks great. I mean, that movie looks like it's going to be something else. And the idea that you Michael Shannon back. I mean, I don't know. I think there's going to be something in this movie for everybody. I think Snyderverse fans we're gonna see stuff that we want to see. Fans of previous, more older iterations are going to be happy because you got the Keaton stuff. So you're going to bring in everybody from, that likes Keaton from that era. And then if
that's a lot of bums in seats in cinemas,
right? It's basically going to be the Flash No Way Home. That's what it's going to be. It's essentially going to be that type of film. It's the movie that can span generations and put butts in the seats. I mean, I heard they dug up a digital version of Christopher Reeve for this movie too. So I mean,
they could even add Linda Carter into it again.
Yeah, apparently she's in it as well. So I again, if that's why I said I don't really believe that they cut out all the cameos from the Snyderverse characters. I don't believe that they did that. I don't believe that they cut out the cameo for Cavill or Gadot. Why would they do that? Gal Gadot is allegedly in this upcoming Shazam flop. So if she's in Shazam, why isn't she in? Why would they cut her out of the Flash? Makes no sense.
Yeah, if it's a multiverse, it doesn't make any difference, does it? DC like no Justice League. Yeah,
I'm sorry. Hypothetically speaking, I got a question to ask you guys. I want you to think about this very carefully. Say, for hypothetically speaking, and I hope it doesn't happen, but say it does actually go through. We see in 2025 James Gunn's Superman movie come out, right? That movie has to go up against the MCU's version of Secret Wars, the X-Men, Ghost Rider, Doctor Doom, the Fantastic Four, and all these big hitters that are coming. Do you honestly think that James Gunn's Superman movie can go up against Secret Wars itself and win? With all these guys coming?
No,
definitely not.
No, in fact, I'm saying it. I'm saying it right now. If by some weird twist of fate, James Gunn's Superman Legacy actually does happen, I'm not seeing it. I'm not going to pay to see that movie. It doesn't make any sense. For what? And if the rumors are true, and then I read something yesterday where there was an article saying that it's called Superman Legacy, and they're not going to use the reason they're not using. This was so funny. They're saying the reason they're not using Henry Cavill is because it's not going to be Clark Kent. It's going to be Jonathan Kent, Superman in the movie. It's going to be Superman's son, and it's going to be about developing him, not Clark Kent, which is why you won't see Henry Cavill until later. They want to still use Henry Cavill, but they want to focus on Jonathan Kent and develop his story and make it about him. So they're calling the movie Superman Legacy. That's what I read. I don't know if that's true, but I could see James Gunn. I could see James Gunn trying to do something like that. That strikes me as his speed altogether. I could totally see him going for something like that, but I still don't think it's going to happen. Even if that is what he wants to do, I think the company will get sold before that has a chance to even get off the ground. But I'm not seeing it either way. I don't care. There's no way.
No. But like you were saying about the MCU, there's no way they're going to be able to compete. The only thing that's going to be able to compete with the MCU is the Batfleck movie, Justice League 2 and 3.
If they wanted to
Man
be,
of Steel 2.
If they wanted, and I said this
Henry
too,
Cavill.
they want, Henry Cavill. If they wanted, if they were really serious, about getting themselves out of this financial hole that they're in, Man of Steel 2 with Henry Cavill and Brainiac would have done that.
Yeah,
especially if the rumors are true, we were going to get Daniel Craig as Brainiac. Are you kidding me?
Even I, as an MCU fan, had to say the Snyderverse would have been a wonderful competition for the MCU. Because, I mean, if you go back to Comic-Con last year when the rumor was, well, the so-called rumor was, when Cavill was supposed to show up at San Diego Comic-Con and he didn't show up for whatever reason, there was a story that came out that Feige got so panicked that he had to drop his slate right then and there.
Marcus?
Remember? Where Feige started saying he started naming what's coming out in the future MCU films and the TV shows and all that. Because the rumor was Cavill was supposed to show up and they were supposed to bring back the Snyderverse back then. And I thought to myself, that's the only thing that the Warner Bros. At the time could challenge the MCU, and it would work. It would be a great direct challenge for them. This new slate that James Gunn has got now can't do it.
No. The new slate that James Gunn has, honestly, the trailer for the Flash movie blows away James Gunn's slate. Yeah. I mean, if you just want to keep it in DC, that trailer alone is miles better than anything James Gunn could come up with, because we already know James Gunn, anything he comes up with, he's a dumpster fire. I don't know how I still don't know how, for the life of me, how he got that position to begin with, but the reality is none of his movies sound anywhere near as exciting as what it looks like we're going to get in this Flash movie, to be honest. I mean, when I saw Ben Affleck, when I saw Michael Keaton, when I saw how they were setting up the whole story with the Flash and all that, when you watch that trailer, you can't help, even if you're conflicted, you can't help but be a little bit excited. Sure. I mean, when I saw Michael Shannon coming out as Zod, and I saw how they basically recreated the circumstances of Man of Steel, even though they're using, Sasha Calle, Supergirl, whatever, it still is an interesting concept because it's an alternate take. It's a multiversal concept, so it looks interesting. But nothing that James Gunn has planned even compares, to this. Let alone, like you were talking about, Sox. Let alone challenging anything that the MCU is doing. Yeah. I don't think the Superman Legacy. I don't think Superman Legacy could beat Ant-Man at the box office. I don't think it could. I'm going to be honest.
Not after the Henry Cavill business.
No.
So a lot of people are so really upset about that. And it's an absolute tragedy. But hopefully things will change, and someone will come up with. So a company that could afford Henry Cavill can come up with the money.
I mean, like this. It's almost like, and especially because WBD gave us back Henry Cavill as Superman and then took him away. The way that they did it, the manner in which they did it was so. It's like false advertising. It's like lying to your customers. It's essentially, You're at that point you don't deserve any goodwill from your fans, which is why they better make sure that all those cameos are in that Flash movie. If I watch that Flash movie and Henry Cavill is not in it, I don't care how good the movie is. I'm going to be upset because you need to have those cameos when we know those cameos were filmed. They need to be in that movie. There's no excuse because they were filmed. The actors were paid for those scenes, and you're rebooting, so you have no reason not to do it. You want to make this Flash movie as big of a success as you possibly can. This is the only chance WBD even has. If the Flash fails, they might as well just close up shop. And that's the thing. That's why I feel like they're just sitting around getting ready to be sold. And they're hoping that they can get one hit out of it. They know they're not going to get that hit from Shazam, but they know the Flash is their best chance to get a hit. That could be their No Way Home. That could put them back on track. But then with the crap that James Gunn wants to do, it's
Alan's saying here there's no hype for Gunn's cheese plate that I've seen. I've seen a few people here and there, and it's the same old names as well that just like support a load of shit really. But I've not seen, there's no hype for James Gunn's slate at all. What was that creature? What was it? Creature Commandos.
That looks like that's gonna be a cartoon, isn't it?
Yeah, but that sounds like cheap,
like a Saturday morning cheap cartoon from a
knockoff one, like a knockoff of
like
G.I.
a knockoff Ninja Turtles.
Yeah, no, G.I. Joe like Chinese knockoff.
Isn't it Weasel?
Creature Commandos.
Isn't it Weasel in that cartoon?
Oh yeah,
he is. Yeah, he was in the advertising.
Yeah, Sean Gunn, James Gunn's brother.
Yeah, and we months back we all joked about James Gunn making a Weasel verse, and he actually is going to try. Do you know what I mean?
I don't know. I don't know, Omega, though. I think we might see. We'll see at least one other Flash variant besides Ezra in the movie, because didn't they say that Grant Gustin is also in the movie? So that's another variant of the Flash. I don't know.
I'm not sure.
Who knows? We might even see the Flash from the 90s show, that John Wesley Shipp guy. We might see him as well.
Hey, Mikey.
But there is no hype for Shazam. Shazam is if there was ever a movie that should go directly to HBO Max, it should be Shazam. Yeah. Honestly, I don't know what they're thinking.
Mikey Sutton in the house.
There you go. There's Mikey. No hype. Exactly.
No, there is no hype out there. I've not seen anyone, going. You know when you can feel what's going on. No one's excited about any of it.
No,
it's a complete disaster.
I hate to say this, but I'm more excited about the Ant-Man movie.
I am too, and I don't even care about Ant-Man. I've never been a big Ant-Man fan, and I'm more excited for Ant-Man than I am Shazam. I can tell you right now. You could tell me any movie coming out this year has more hype surrounding it than Shazam does. Yeah. Honestly.
Yeah, definitely.
And you want to talk? I mean, it's like the Flash. The Flash is like the Snyder Cut compared to Shazam at this point. Yeah. That's where we are in terms of hype levels when you look at Shazam versus the Flash. There's just no. Yeah, I agree. No Henry, no party. That's why I say this movie. Yeah. If this movie comes out and Henry Cavill's cameo's not in it, I don't care how good it is. I'm gonna walk out of the theater and never watch the movie again. I can't go through another Justice League scenario knowing that there is that those scenes were shot and those scenes were allegedly great. So you got, if you want this Flash movie, they could hit a home run with this Flash movie, but they got to do it right. They can't do people wrong, and they can't make us rely on just Sasha Calle's Supergirl, knowing that Sasha Calle's Supergirl is not continuing either. If you have her in there, you got to have Cavill in the movie somewhere. You got to have him in there because
Mike Sutton, dead on arrival. I've just got a feeling that Shazam 2 is going to be another Wonder Woman 1984.
It's going to be worse. It's going to be worse, Savage Bat, because not only is it not going to make money, Not only is it going to be horrible,
it looks really terrible.
They're going to release it on. They probably won't even. It would be so funny if the movie does so well that it doesn't even so bad it doesn't even get a Blu-ray release. They put it on DVD and it sits in the Walmart bargain bin on DVD for the next 20 years.
Yeah,
because it's gonna, if anything, it's gonna lose them a tremendous amount of money, because as of right now, Zachary Levi is not very liked by people right now. And I'm not just talking about people that like us who hate him for different reasons. I'm talking about, generally people don't like him for a lot of reasons. Yeah. So I think that I don't think that this Flash movie is doing them any favors whatsoever. You can go into any Dollar Tree and pick up a copy of Shazam! Fury of the Gods less than a month of that movie in theaters, because that movie is going to do so poorly. It'll probably get pulled from theaters early. $5 DVD. That's what we're
Mikey Sutton. Ben's Dunkin' Donuts has more hype than Shazam. That video was going about today about him talking about the Dunkin' Donuts being in Boston and it being a part of his life and all this. It was really good, really funny. Ben Affleck's a good sport.
And it's really, really despicable what James Gunn is doing to Sasha Calle as well, because she looks like she's going to be awesome in that movie too. Yeah. Honestly, I mean, this movie has all the makings of the type of blockbuster that they want. And then we have Shazam too. So then why are they even releasing it? I don't know why. I mean, I wish Mikey, do you have any information on why they didn't just make Shazam a tax write-off? Because they're not spending any money promoting it. So why are they even bothering? It's coming out next month. Literally, it should have had an awesome Super Bowl trailer, just like Shazam, The Flash, if it was going to be something that you want people to see. I think they're writing it off. As garbage. They already know it's a garbage. They already know it's a stinker, just like Birds of Prey. They're looking at it like another Birds of Prey. They're like, eh.
Yeah, Nightwing. Levi will do anything for a cheeseburger. That's nice. Bit of a
Now that's isn't Shazam like the biggest Hamada burger of all time?
What? Yeah. The original one.
Well, no, this next one coming out, isn't this a Hamada burger too? Like, isn't this like a Hamada burger with extra cheese?
I'm not. Well, obviously it is, but Zaslav originally did say we like them and we're going to try and improve them. But
yeah, just like Zaslav said that he was focused on the Trinity. I have a hard time believing Zaslav now too.
Yeah,
like Zaslav lied to everybody. That's why. Yeah. That's why I want to see, Safran produced it. That's why. Because Safran is co-head of DC with James Gunn. A lot of times we forget about Safran because James Gunn is the one in the news all the time, but Safran is up there too. And if he produced it, it's like his Peacemaker. Yeah. He's like, James Gunn's got Peacemaker and he's got Shazam. Shazam is his baby, and he stands to make money off of it, so that's the only reason why. But it's not going to make any money, though. That's the thing. It's like it's like when they did Clint Eastwood a favor on his last movie, and they were like, "Oh, the movie's not going to make any money, but we did Clint Eastwood a favor." Well, we don't do favors. Yeah. Well, Safran, they did you a favor, but it's not going to make any money.
Nah. Yeah, it's a month away. Terrible marketing, for the Flash.
Oh God, there's no way I would go see. I'd go see that. They couldn't pay me to go see the Flash. I mean, not the Flash. I'm sorry, Shazam.
Yeah,
I didn't mean to say.
No one's got any confidence in Shazam by the looks of it.
You know what, Mikey? I'll do it for Geekosity. I'll see Shazam. So I could write a review for Geekosity for Shazam. because I know I'm going to hate it. I know it's not going to be good, and I'll just have fun tearing it apart because I know it's going to be a horrible, horrible movie, and I know, that if I were to go see it, I would have the entire theater to myself. Because there's not going to be anybody in there.
Mikey.
It'll be like a private screening. I can sit anywhere I like.
Variants today, Mikey. Yeah, I've got all my copies of Dreamwalker now. I'm really happy with my little Dreamwalker collection, and obviously Mikey is executive producer. It's being made into a TV show.
Oh yes,
And we'll be celebrating that on next Sunday if we can get everyone together. It's just amazing news. But yeah, tomorrow is the sell the Snyderverse to Netflix, basically. And you've got hold on, we'll get up.
Well, they're using so much Snyder in this Flash movie. That tells you one thing. Snyder is most definitely the blueprint. That's what that tells you, because they're using so much Snyder in this movie. Oh yeah, Mikey. I'll do it for you. I would do it for you. I would see it for you so I could write a review for Geekosity, because I know it's gonna be so bad. Oh my god.
Right, how you doing, mate?
Oh my god.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have so much fun writing that review, because I already know it's gonna be just straight trash. Oh my god!
No worries, Taladio. There's always another time, mate.
Like a through line to the trash can.
Mikey Sutton, Zod, please do. I'm not seeing it, laughing my ass off. Well, yeah, we heard it there first. Geekosity review of Shazam 2 coming from Zod Writer himself.
I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna write it out. I'm gonna write it out like you would, and I'm gonna write. I'm gonna structure. I already know how I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna structure the review like one of those real professional uppity critics. I'm gonna structure the review like it's like I'm writing for Forbes or something. Like I know what I'm talking about. I'm gonna really structure this review, because here's the thing, man. The truth is, no one is going to see this movie. It's going to be so pitiful. I wouldn't be surprised if the movie doesn't even make $100 million domestically. It's going to be bad. No. It's going to be bad.
Is it getting a China release?
I don't know, but it's going to be bad. Like oh my God, it's going to be terrible.
Remember, people, to if you're watching now, like the video, and if you're watching it on the replay, don't forget to like it. And if you're watching it in the Snyder Nights, Snyderverse Strikes Back on Facebook, do the same. Please.
Oh yeah, and you definitely want to make sure you contribute to the trending event tomorrow. Sell Snyderverse to Netflix.
Yeah, sell ZSJL to Netflix, and sell Snyderverse to Netflix, to the 2 hashtags. And only use those 2 hashtags. Don't add any other shit like to Fire James Gunn or anything like that. Just the positive stuff, and if you can, an explanation for why you think that Netflix should, take on board the Snyderverse and make it happen. Yeah.
I'm telling you, man. We at this point, that's our best shot for the Snyderverse.
Looking forward to Zod Snark. Yeah, Geekosity article coming soon.
And you heard it here first. Savage Bat, the Bat and the Kryptonian exclusive. You heard it first.
This is some Dreamwalker news from
Yes.
Batman. Savage Bat has hilarious dialogue in Dreamwalker 3. I'm absolutely really looking forward to that. That's very, very exciting. And we're going to do it Sunday, but yeah, it's becoming a TV show. Kate Valdez is playing her lead role. She was the inspiration and is the character in the comic book originally as well. It's the Mikeyverse, so just watch out for that, people. We'll be doing the celebration next Sunday, so make sure you subscribe and hit that notification bell when you see it, the notification for it.
It's gonna be fantastic as always, and we're gonna have I'm setting up a late night Q&A with Mikey Sutton and Robert Meyer Burnett. The date is going to be the date is going to be forthcoming. Once I get all that straightened out, I got to talk to Mikey and Robert about the date. But we're gonna get that set up, which will be good. Yeah. I'm looking forward to that as well. And again, so much great stuff when it comes to Dreamwalker, when it comes to talking about all of this. I mean, we are in a great place right now, Savage Bat.
Yeah, definitely. And we're going to be covering, me and Zod, Bat and the Kryptonian, the whole way through the whole saga of the comic books of Dreamwalker and the TV show. We will be covering it step by step. When the books come out, when the episodes come out. And Mikey Sutton, who's the executive producer of Dreamwalker, is a regular guest on here, so he'll be coming on to tell us all about what's going on and give us updates and stuff as well. So keep an eye out for that.
We are going to.
Mikey Sutton saying, open in China, maybe inside a balloon. No, the Chinese balloon.
It's not gonna. It's gonna do so poorly that it. I mean, they might as well. You know what they ought to do, and this is the funny thing. They ought to put it on. They ought to release it. They ought to release it on HBO Max the same day they put it in the theaters. That's how bad it's gonna do. You might as well put it on HBO Max so that people can watch it for free, because nobody is gonna go to the theater and watch this movie.
Yeah.
Would you guys consider doing a Dreamwalker watch party per episode when it comes out?
Absolutely.
Yeah. Definitely. Yeah.
Are you kidding? Socks. Especially because we're characters in the comic.
Yeah.
We'll be doing every episode.
We'll be doing every episode.
It will be covering everything to do with Dreamwalker. To be honest with you, I'm more heavily invested in Dreamwalker than I am in DC. To be honest with you, James Gunn's completely.
Listen, Dreamwalker has already transcended DC in the MCU for me completely. Yeah. I am so steeped in Dreamwalker that to me, that's the number one thing at this point. Thank you, Mikey. Thank you, Mikey.
Yeah, thank you, mate. That's brilliant. I'll be joining you guys after eating salmon. Nice. Enjoy your salmon. That sounds lovely. I cooked a nice bolognese earlier. The next movies without Snyder are going to be shit. Yeah, the only thing we've got to look forward to with Snyder is Rebel Moon now. That's the next on the list, and that's not till December next year.
I look at the Flash, and you know what I see when another thing I notice when I watch that trailer, I'm like, Snyder elements.
Yeah.
Okay, you got so many tributes to Snyder in that movie, in that trailer alone. It's like, this is how we know Zack is the blueprint. They're never going to be able to top Zack no matter what they do. We all know that, and that's why sell ZSJL to Netflix and sell Snyderverse to Netflix. The hashtags are so important, and that's why tomorrow you have to make sure that you do your duty and hashtag this, because we want Netflix to continue the Snyderverse. They're the only ones who can at this point, because WBD doesn't have any money. Because if they had money, they would never have gotten rid of Henry Cavill. I don't care what James Gunn says. Yeah. The whole reason why James Gunn gave us his wacky slate is because WBD has no money.
No, they don't. Rebel Moon will be the revenge of Zack Snyder. Yeah, and Ray Fisher. Ray Fisher's in it. So that's a double fuck you.
Rebel Moon is going to be great, man.
Rebel Moon, you can see from the clips. And,
Rebel Moon is going to blow away all these films, man.
Yeah.
Oh my God. You know,
Yeah.
I don't know though. I don't know though, because didn't Andy Muschietti talk to Snyder about a lot of this stuff too? I heard that Andy Muschietti talked to Snyder when he was doing The Flash about certain things. You know, so maybe Zach, maybe Zach had a little bit of input. I wouldn't go as far as to say that it's bait. I think Zach actually did have some input with The Flash. I don't know. It's going to be interesting though. I you know, all I can say though is they better include all those cameos. That's all I can say. If you don't have Henry Cavill in it, it's just another fail as far as I'm concerned.
I'll be right back, guys. I'll be right back.
Okay, see you in a bit, Sucks. Yeah, cool. Absolutely. I don't think want WB involved anymore. I'd hold on a minute. Rather continue DC at Netflix. Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's the only way. They're the only ones with the money as well.
They're the only ones with the money. And what Skywalker constantly says is that, and it's true, Netflix is Zack Snyder's home now. This is where Zack is at. This is what Zack is doing. Netflix is taking care of Zack Snyder. So if Netflix gets the message and gets the idea that yes, you know, if we do, let's just say tomorrow we do 3 million tweets. Let's say that happens tomorrow. That will send a message. That will send a message to Netflix, telling Netflix that hey, we need to make an offer on this. They already have deals in place for DC animation. You know, Titans is on Netflix. Sandman is a DC Warner Brothers property as well. So there you go. Socks is back again.
Thank you.
Yeah, Rebel Moon looks rad. Yeah, I'm really, really looking forward to Rebel Moon. I'm, pure science fiction fan myself, like many people. But after that we've got the Zack's Army of the Dead stuff and Rebel Moon 2, which I think is he filmed them back to back.
Yeah, it was back to back thing.
Yeah,
and that's what a lot of people that are saying that this thing with the Snyderverse couldn't happen on Netflix. This is where people are wrong. Zack would finish up the Snyderverse back to back as well. He'd get it done, so that there wouldn't be any issue. This Netflix thing seems like a slam dunk, honestly, as far as I'm concerned.
But what about his discovery, or James Gunner, or whatever, doesn't understand is that when Rebel Moon comes out, the entire Snyderverse fan base is going to flock right to Netflix just to watch that movie alone.
Oh yeah, Rebel Moon is gonna take over the world when it comes out.
Yeah, it will.
It's gonna totally, it's gonna take down Star Wars, DC, Marvel. I'm telling you, Rebel Moon is the next big thing, and that's to me. That's what's so exciting about it. And that Netflix believes 100% in Zack Snyder because they've made Rebel Moon their crown jewel of the year.
Sure.
Yeah.
They know. So I'm not sitting here thinking that Netflix doesn't know about sell, ZSJL to Netflix or sell Snyderverse to Netflix. Obviously, Netflix has got to have their finger on the pulse and got to know. So I think we're at a point where if we show out tomorrow, if Netflix hasn't already made an offer, they'll definitely be compelled to do so after tomorrow. That's what I think.
Yeah, definitely. And so tomorrow, get hashtagging. Only use the 2 hashtags, and you could put, if you're gonna tag Netflix in it, tag them after you've written the hashtags and after you've written something about it. Apparently, that was another thing. Was part of the rules of engagement.
That's it. Just you use Netflix in there. You talk about it a little bit, but only use those 2 hashtags.
Yeah.
And be careful of fake hashtags because there's fake versions of the hashtags going around too. And if you see somebody that puts out one and it ends up being a fake, retweet it, but put in the correct hashtags.
Yeah, do that. Yeah, build the numbers up.
Definitely follow the rules of engagement. Yes.
Yeah, follow the rules of engagement. Yeah.
Tomorrow's gonna be fantastic. I have no doubt. I mean, we're so hyped. We're so pumped. This feels like, that 2019 Release the Snyder Cut trending event all over again. It feels like that. It has that air about it, and it feels more personal because it's like we're the 300 Spartans and we're getting ready to make our final stand, and that's what this is. It's going to be amazing.
But you gotta give the Skywalker. He came out with a brilliant idea.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Massive shout out to Skywalker and all the cool table.
Yeah.
They've done an incredible job, and
Sammy the Snyder Queen,
Snyder Queen,
who's holding it down as well. Yes, it's going to be again. It is going to be amazing, and Skywalker has said many times that they've got several announcements they're going to be doing. Some big announcements they're going to be making after the trending event tomorrow. So obviously they know some things that we don't. So we'll see what's going to happen. What's going to happen
there
tomorrow?
You've got some stuff to look forward to there.
So it's and again, what's happening is all of this stuff is just making it so transparent and so undeniable.
Leon Snyder Queen, the Trinity. That's good.
Making it so undeniable about what a mistake it was for WBD to go the route that they went. Terrible mistake. Because could you imagine they go ahead, they do this, Netflix makes this stuff. It's going to be bigger than anything WBD could have possibly imagined.
Yeah. I'm just worried that say that happens, and I pray it does. I really do. I really want that to happen. But I'd be afraid. I'm so scared that James Gunn will get in David Zaslav there and saying we can't let them have our stuff. They'll be beaten.
You know why? You know why it'll still go through. You know why? Because Zaslav wants money and WBD is broke. That's what we have to remember. It's all about money when it comes to Zaslav. So if WBD wasn't broke, if they were thriving and they were in control and their company was doing well, I could see that being a concern. But they're broke. They need money. They're selling off properties, licensing out properties left and right. They've come right out and said that they're open to selling off licenses for DC properties. They already know it's about money, and James Gunn has absolutely no control over the financial aspect. So so that's why I think we are in absolutely great shape, Sox. I don't think we got to worry about that. If Netflix makes the offer, and let's be clear, all Netflix has to do is make the offer. If Netflix makes the offer and WBD says no, we can't blame Netflix. We can't get mad at Netflix because they made the offer. And on top of that, I don't think WBD would say no because WBD is in horrible need of money. And think about this. Think about what's going to happen when Flash comes out. That's their only chance to make money. But think about what happens when Shazam totally flops, like we know it's going to.
Yeah.
Wow.
There's also the case of J.J. Abrams' Black Clark Kent Superman movie. He's been working on that script for 3 years now. We ain't seen nothing about that.
That's not going to come out either. You know what? That's another one of those projects. It's like James Gunn's. It's like what I was saying about how I don't think none of James Gunn's projects are going to come out. That's not going to come out either. What has J.J. Abrams done for DC? J.J. Abrams got that big contract, and he didn't do a darn thing. He didn't produce nothing. He was
someone said it was like 500 million, and he got paid
half.
up front, and then would have got the other 250 million when he finished it. So I'm not sure if that's true, but like J.J. Abrams has walked away with 250
million laughing. The dude is laughing all the way to the bank, and he hasn't had to do one. He hasn't had to do one thing. He hasn't had to do one thing. He walked away with 250 million, hasn't developed a damn thing, and that is another reason why when Netflix comes calling about buying, licensing the Snyderverse, Zaslav is going to say, yeah, take it, do whatever you want with it, because guess what? They need the money, and they know it's going to be, it'll be a lucrative deal. And Netflix, could you imagine how insufferable Netflix is going to be for people once it gets the Snyderverse?
Oh my God.
Can you imagine just how insane it's going to be? Like, Netflix is going to be promoting the crap out of it, going to be throwing it in WBD's face, because the Snyderverse is going to be trending every day. Number one, it's going to be their biggest property. I mean, it's going to be crazy. It's going to be crazy.
Yeah.
That's why I say James Gunn will never. None of James Gunn's projects will ever see the light of day, especially if this happens. Because if this happens, it's game over. Because now, by the time James Gunn WBD can even afford to try and make one of James Gunn's projects happen, they're probably already going to be. They're on the chopping block. They're about to get sold. So, yeah.
Yeah, J.J. Abrams took that money and ran.
I mean, when you have they offer you that kind of money, it's like, oh yeah, cool, whatever. And then he doesn't have to do nothing. He can sit at home in his underwear, smoking cigars, watching his Star Trek remake, and just chilling and not doing anything. I mean, that guy doesn't have to work again. All thanks to Warner Brothers.
Wasn't he involved with the Batman Caped Crusader animated show?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, isn't that another project that they're all trying to farm? They're trying to farm out.
Yeah, that apparently that was going to go to Netflix.
Is that going to Netflix or Amazon?
I'm not sure. Was it Amazon?
It was Amazon, right?
Right. I thought it was Netflix, but yeah. I'm not quite sure about that one.
I'll be right back, guys.
Yeah, see you in a minute. Yeah. It's something at school. Was it Amazon?
I think it was Amazon.
Hello?
I think it was, but I'm not sure. Either way, I wasn't gonna watch it anyway, so I don't care.
Amazon. People saying Amazon. Fair play their socks. No, someone else is saying Netflix. Oh, there's conflicting stories there. Maybe we'll have to, see if we can find that out. I'm not sure. But anyway, it's being outsourced anyway.
Yeah.
So, which is, kind of connected to what we're talking about today, is outsourcing the Snyderverse characters to Netflix, licensing them out, so we can get the Snyderverse because they can afford it. And, tomorrow is the trending day, the 14th. So it's already the 14th now for me already, but the trending day doesn't start for, I think it's 1 p.m. in the UK. So, I don't know, that's around about 9 hours time, was it? 10 hours? 9 hours time? Something like that. But yeah, got to get as many people as we can to use the hashtags.
Yeah, tomorrow's going to be huge. It's going to be huge.
I think so.
I mean, and I really feel like this is the best chance that the Snyderverse has. I really feel that we are, and that we're on the cusp of something great. It's hard not to feel excited and pumped, especially if you actually think about it logically, that there's a good chance that Netflix has already made an offer to WBD.
This was a rumor going about, but we'll just have to
the rumor actually was, there was a report not too long ago. The rumor actually was that the Netflix offered WBD $1 billion for the Snyderverse. So if that's true, we're going to find out soon enough. And the reality is that if that's the case, you don't think WBD is going to take $1 billion for the Snyderverse? You really think that Zaslav cares about the crap that James Gunn wants to do that probably won't get produced anyway? It's about building that company up. I think this deal's gonna happen, and I think they're going to not only is WBD gonna accept that offer and go with that, but they know that they've got a potential hit on their hands with this Flash movie. Yeah, and that is going to make them look appealing to whoever swoops in and buys WBD in a couple of years.
Yeah, so if the Flash does well, then that's going to be an advertisement for the Snyderverse, really, even though it's not, because it will just show you the power of that universe compared to what Gunn's got set out, which sounds complete rubbish.
Rubbish is a great word for it, because that's exactly what it is, rubbish. And the reality is that WBD needs a hit. They need money. They need something. So there's two things that can happen. They can get their money with the Netflix deal, and they can get money if the Flash is a massive success. But as far as Shazam goes, and this is going to be great because Shazam is going to be a colossal failure. It's not going to make any money.
No, it looks like a right mess.
And I don't see them. I think that you might get some goodwill if number one, if this deal goes through, if this happens with Netflix, you'll have the goodwill of the fans because of that, and then you'll have goodwill of the fans. Hopefully, we hear that this deal is happening prior to the Flash coming out, but we might not hear until after. But I think the Flash is their best chance to make themselves look profitable again.
Yeah, it is. It's the only way. And I've seen, a lot of excitement about Michael Keaton. There's a lot of people out there that are very excited about that. I am. He was my Batman growing up. But obviously my favourite is Ben Affleck. There's no shit Sherlock there. But we'll just have to wait and see.
Did you also hear about Netflix purchasing a chain of movie theaters?
No.
Well, apparently Netflix is going to be purchasing a chain of movie theaters. I forget the name of the chain, but apparently Netflix is going to be purchasing a chain of movie theaters and start putting their stuff in movie theaters. So by the time Rebel Moon comes out, Netflix will have their chain of movie theaters and we'll be able to go see Rebel Moon in a theater legitimately.
Yeah. Yeah, that was a shame. I missed Army of the Dead because of the COVID lockdowns and stuff. But yeah, that'd be great to see Rebel Moon. Sin
Havoc. I don't know who it is. I don't know if it's Regal or who. I don't know for sure. But I just know that that's what they're saying. They're saying that Netflix is
Regal.
Is it Regal? I don't know.
I think it is Regal. I think it is. I have to double check on that. I think it is Regal.
Yeah, Sasha Kelly Supergirl looked pretty impressive in the trailer as well. Sort of a bit of a savage Kryptonian.
Yeah, and that's the other thing. I mean, this is you when you look at this Flash movie, it has the makeup of essentially being DC's No Way Home.
Yeah,
because you're getting past, present, and whatever the potential is for of all these different Batman and all these different DC heroes. Just like in No Way Home, how you got the multiple Spider-Man and all the multiple characters, being a multiverse concept. It has all of the right ingredients to be a massive blockbuster success for DC. Mm-hmm. And that's why you could just tell looking at, trailers for some movies, this is going to be a hit movie. You can just tell by looking. You're like, holy cow, this is going to be a hit. When you look
Yeah.
at Shazam, you don't get that feeling. You look at Shazam,
No.
you're like, this movie wouldn't be successful on CW. What are they doing?
Hopefully, Havoc, we get the eye cut is a possibility for Netflix. They could find us. I don't understand why Warner Brothers don't just release it. I mean, are they that broke that they can't even release a movie that's already been made? You know,
Well, if they were
or are they
if,
just incompetent?
if they were to
You know what I
release
mean?
it, they would probably just have to throw it on HBO Max because they don't have any money either way.
No, yeah.
So our best chance of getting it is, again, if Netflix gets the Snyderverse, that includes the Ayer cut.
I know.
So I'm pretty sure that Netflix will want the Ayer cut. I'm pretty sure Netflix will get that too.
I want a physical copy of the eye cut, a steelbook of the eye cut in 4K. That is, that's just it's a license to print money.
I
don't understand why they're doing it.
Our good friend Will Rollins saw the Ayer cut, and he didn't have anything but good things to say about it. So
yeah. And Will Rowlands is coming on eventually, fingers crossed. As soon as he gets time on our show, Todd.
Yeah, Will's a good dude. He's just a busy guy because he's an actor and he's got a lot going on. But he's a good dude. And honestly, we he did get to see the Ayer cut, so it's good to go. All they got to do is release it. So
it'll be great to hear from him as well. I'll message him, again soon and see if we can arrange a date for that. But I've spoken to him already about that, and he's well up for that when he's got time. Regal ran out of money. I heard something might bought them. Let me check. Have a look. Yeah, see. Yeah, I want the eye cut. Cineworld bought Regal Theatres. Yeah. Well, there you go. It's just been looked up. That's the one. I want the eye cut too. Yeah, the eye cut, at the end of the day, out of all that's on, that we've got to fight for, the eye cut is the one that is more than likely than any other of the other ones because it is already made. So the eye cut is such an important part of restoring the Snyderverse because if that's popular, then that will again get hype for them to do more Snyderverse stuff.
That's what I love about these hashtags for the trending event tomorrow. It's all encompassing. What we're asking for includes all of that. It includes all of that. You don't have to tweet nothing out individually. It's all there. So
Nolan Flores,
Flores, yes,
the artist of Dreamwalker in the house. How you doing, mate?
Yes.
Netflix needs to destroy or at least smash or make a dent on what Disney has for its sci-fi Star Wars with Rebel Moon first before deciding on a superhero-themed franchise. Yeah, that makes sense. And I'm sure it's going to be a massive hit, Rebel Moon. The hype for it is really good. And
Let's compare hype levels between Rebel Moon and Shazam.
It's no con.
What are we more hyped for? Let's put out a poll. What are we more hyped for? Shazam or Rebel Moon? Well,
yeah.
Netflix has a deal with Cineworld. Yeah.
Oh, there we go. Netflix has a deal with Cineworld. So there you go. That explains that. Thank you for looking that up, Havoc. Absolutely legend there. Yeah. Rebel Moon is going to be sorted. Yeah. Thank you for that, Havoc. That's amazing.
Rebel Moon's going to be a masterpiece.
Yeah.
Let's be honest.
That little clip of that we saw just recently. That was just absolutely amazing. The fucking Rebel Moon. I saw Rebel Moon floored me. Never Shazam. No, Shazam looks like a pile of shit, let's be honest. No, in the place, peace. Yeah, no, the troublemaker. Yeah, so we've got what else was there? We've got the General Zod scenes in the Flash as well. Um, this is obviously part of the sort of rumours we've been hearing over the years. In this timeline, Zod invades and Superman's not there somehow, maybe, or he's too young or something.
Sasha Kaye is there instead.
Yeah, is there instead. Like the Flashpoint, sort of a version of the Flashpoint timeline.
You guys remember Man of Steel, where Superman found the Kryptonian ship in the ice, and that extra pod that was in it was open.
Yeah, the open pod. Yeah.
Right. Was that her pod?
That's unclear. Well, the only person who knows that is Zack Snyder.
I was wondering if it was in Supergirl's pod.
And from what we've heard, Muschietti consulted with Snyder, so it's possible that will be answered in the Flash.
Yeah, possible. Yeah, they also own some theatres in New York and LA. Fair enough. Shazam isn't even the real Captain Marvel. Yeah, I grew up.
Now PC sucks.
Huh?
Yeah, Shazam sucks. That Zachary Levi Shazam.
Yeah,
he's not even the real Shazam. He's a poser.
Yeah. Yeah, that's right.
Horrible, horrible actor. Oh my God.
Yeah. So remember, people, tomorrow is the 14th. Well, it's 14th now for me, but we've got the Twitter event in 8.5 hours or something. I can't really work it out. Yeah, make sure you use both the correct hashtags. I'll just get them up there. There you go. And yeah, see if we can make that happen.
Indeed.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
It really is going to be quite an achievement tomorrow. Just having so many people come together for an event like this. It's just going to be something that, again, it'll be like catching lightning in a bottle the second time.
Yeah. Nolan Flores, the S on Supergirl's chest is based on Zack Snyder Cavill's Superman S design. Yeah, it is. It is. So there's the connection there. Doesn't look as good.
So this is just another timeline. So this is just another timeline where Zod invades, and instead of Superman being there, Supergirl is there instead.
Yeah, and obviously,
isn't this Keaton? Yeah, this is Keaton's Batman timeline where Zod invades.
Yeah, and there's a clip of Sasha Calle taking someone up to the sky. And the theories, people are saying it's either Barry Allen, obviously, the Flash, or it could be, do you know the skinny Superman that was kept in Area 51 type thing? I think that's Barry. I think that's a Barry Allen. Yeah, that's what I thought. It looked like Barry. If you zoom in on it,
she's holding Barry. Yeah.
Yeah.
And you could tell that's Supergirl because you could see the short hair.
Yeah.
Yeah, you could tell that's her.
Yeah.
From the back, profile where she's holding him. Yeah, it looks like Barry.
Yeah. The battle in that trailer with Zod looks like it takes place with the army and suits meet Ferrora in Man of Steel. Oh, right.
Yep. And that same location where Superman basically surrenders to General Zod in Man of Steel. It looks like they're basically recreating that whole segment again, just with Supergirl.
Flashpoint Superman. Yeah, no, I was just saying, that was in the original. I don't know. I can't really imagine a skinny Henry Cavill doing a Flashpoint Superman. I don't know. I don't think that would go down very well, but you know, it's a possibility.
Yeah, all I'm saying is Cavill better have his cameo in that movie, man.
Yeah.
I mean, come on. They paid for that cameo. They know the fans will want to see it.
I want to know what the hell are those yellow and blue lightning? That's obviously the two different flashes. And yeah,
isn't the yellow is the which one is it? Yellow is the alternate and blue is the Snyderverse, or is it
blue is the Snyderverse, yeah. So that'd be interesting if that was, you know, actually focused on it was actually Snyderverse Flash or something. I don't know. No one really knows with this movie. It's it's a bit of a weird one there. But yeah, right. So do you know what we're gonna have to? I know Mikey was gonna pop in later, but we're gonna have to wrap it up there. I think it's getting late, and so tomorrow, if you're watching this on repeat, please go on Twitter tomorrow. Use the 2 hashtags. Stick to the rules of engagement. Follow Skywalker tweet. Skywalker the Jedi on Twitter. It's their brainchild, this whole thing, and I really wish them all the best of success. Wish all of us the best of success with it. It's gonna be it's got to be a big one, and hopefully Netflix will hear us.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Right, cool. Right, thanks for tuning in. And if you're watching on the replay, or if you're watching in the Snyder Nights hashtag Snyderverse Strikes Back group on Facebook, come over to my YouTube channel, The Savage Bat. Like and subscribe. Make sure you like the videos. And we've got the Dreamwalker celebration coming up this Sunday, which is the Dreamwalker comic that we're all involved in is being made into a TV show, as I said before. And you've got loads of stuff coming up, Zod. You've got your Pause Not Stop book is in the making at the moment.
And yes, in the making at the moment, and it's coming along great. Thanks to all of this positivity and awesomeness that we are experiencing right now. So yes.
Yeah, and how about you, Socks? You've just started doing your channel a bit more. What have you got coming up?
I plan on getting Zod Sots eventually.
Well, I'm still alive, so you're gonna have to wait a little while.
Yeah,
I'm not dead yet.
Yeah. Let's just check. Sell Snyderverse to Netflix, or the other hashtag sell
ZSJL to Netflix.
Yeah. I've been hashtag since I wanted this. Yeah, that's right. Tomorrow make me history. This is the way. Mandalorian. Yeah. It's already 11:30 a.m. 2:14 down here. Yeah, it's 36 past 3 a.m. in the morning in the UK right now.
Yeah. So it's time for us to wrap it up. Yep.
Yeah. So
Absolutely.
Remember to do the hashtags tomorrow, people. And well, good luck to everyone involved. And a massive shout out to Skywalker, Leon, Austin, Necron, Snyder Queen of the Cool Table, and all the best of success with the campaign tomorrow. Right.
Absolutely.
I'm the motherfucking Batman. No worries. I'm the motherfucking Batman. Batman out. We'll see you